Well, I just can't keep my hands off the NOC knives. I just like the styling. I don't know what it is. The designs are very angular, kind of futuristic looking. This is the MT09. Saw it online over in China. I haven't seen it in the US, but I got my buddy over there to make a deal with me on one. And so I bought this MT09, which is all kinds of crazy, isn't it? I mean, it's just a good looking knife. And then I got my Fat Dragon as well. See my Fat Dragon? Black Iron Cavalry is the name of the model. Long name. Beautiful knife. So, I mean, if you're going to buy my theory is if you're going to buy a knife and have it DHL, then you might as well buy a couple, maybe 3, 4 if you could, to make it worth the package trip. And this one was definitely worth the package trip. M390, I believe we had NOC checked before, but I'll probably send this one in to get it PMI'd. Boy, that's a solid ass blade. Man, that's heavy, heavy stock. It's a big knife, folks. Whoa, wow. Oh man, 0.23, almost 0.24. That's 6 millimeters. That's 6 millimeter blade stock. That's insane. That's insane. What is it overall? Fatness here. This is crazy. 0.75. Wow. 19 millimeters. Yeah, that's why it's 9 ounces. That's why it's 9 ounces. Have you noticed anything yet? Which way do I get in with my Torx? Let me... No. Well, don't tell me you can just unscrew the wheels off this bus. Okay, I won't tell you that, but you could do that. There's the backspacer. We will take this apart because it's going to be a blast. I can tell you, this ought to be fun right here. Oh, this is a lockout, by the way. So, do you have a cutaway in the blade where you can finger flick it? I don't know. Does a bear, do something in the woods? Yeah, he does. And there's your lockup. Well, across a 6 millimeter blade, that's a pretty good lockup. That's all the way on there. If it was like a 3 millimeter blade, it'd be a 40% lockup, but it's like 20% of that at best. And then, of course, this little lockout button, if you can see inside how that kicks up. And so that makes you can't disengage this. So that keeps that pretty well locked up in hand. Crazy looking blade there. Crazy looking. And let's see if we can cut anything with it. Oh man, that is really sharp. That is really sharp. Well, it's a hollow grind. And then we go up into here where it's a flat grind. But wow, that's impressive. Comes in a case. Just like that. Anything else on here? No. There's your plastic. So much for that. There's your little NOC. And that came with it. And I guess it's just a little Velcro pouch. Or patch, you can use. Kind of interesting. But what a hoss. And let me disengage this. So, that's pretty easy to disengage. But I don't trust it. Do you? I wouldn't. How could you front flick it? Yeah, but oh man, that thing's a hoss. Whew. It's centered. Wow. Pocket clip. I've actually carried this and it didn't seem to carry very difficult at all. I guess it's a top pocket brick, but it just didn't feel that way in my pocket. So let's throw it on the scale, but 9 ounces, a little over 9. 9.12. So it's not like 12 ounces like some knives are. 258 grams. Yeah, it's heavy. It's about twice the size of a normal EDC as far as weight goes. And you can get it, you know, silver on both halves or just purple on one and silver on the other. I thought it was nice to have the purple. Really just don't have to pimp it from this point on. It's already kind of pimped there. Hardware. Steel. No. Oop. They grabbed up here. No, no magnetics here. This is all titanium. Let's put the tape on it. How big is it? Well, it's not really 4 inches. It's 3 3/4. It's call it 3.85 maybe, 100 millimeters. Not quite 9, 8.85, something like that at 22.5 centimeters. It's still a hoss. Where are you, Fatso? Fat Dragon, here we go. Here's Fatty. These two knives are the exact same length. This one's 4.5 ounces. This is double. Check that out for thickness. Look at the blade thickness. Interesting. Yes, this carries much easier, and it's good looking, isn't it? Whew. Let's see what the detent's like. Ooh, not real strong. Yeah, not real strong. You don't want a real strong detent on a front flipper. It's just going to make it so much more difficult to kick it open. It just rolled right open, though. That was a weak flip. That's better. And finger flick, it just kicks right open. So, yeah, that's pretty weak. I'd say probably at a 3.8 on my detent scale. Come on. Now try and beat me at that, right? It looks strong. No, 3.8. It reminds me of some of the Wii knives like the Eschaton or something like that. That was pretty weak, pretty easy to just wrist flick it. So, yeah, this is kind of in that category. But you got a blade that weighs 455,000 pounds. So, yeah, it's going to let loose. It's going to swing away. Gravity's helping a lot. Yeah, that's a beastly knife. But I like it. I mean, so, you know, you can put the little motorized attachment on here, stand on it, and then it's a skateboard. Take you downtown. See? Have you done that? You've never tried to do that? Oh, okay, well. And you can slice your way all the way down because it's making contact, isn't it? Ouch. Okay, yeah, it is. It's kind of plowing up the sidewalk while it's doing that. That's just all kinds of cool. And ergos. Well, depending on the size of your hand. Now, very neutral here. So, me, okay, fine. I fit between that wheel and that wheel. So, I'm good, okay? Now, reverse, fine. Between the wheels. And this is a big old wheel deal, isn't it? Whew. And you can kind of slide all the way, like I said earlier, and this gives you a distinctive thumb ramp area to really kick up on. And I got mine off of AliExpress. They're only $35. Okay, maybe they're more than $35. $358 each. But then I went and cried and sobbed and cried poverty to Sorella over there. So I got myself a deal on it. I mean, you didn't take $100 off, but I got my DHL paid for. So is it really worth that? I don't know. There's so many knives out there that, hell, I guess if it's real M390, it's at a decent HRC. And if you're going to say money by the pound or by the ounce or by the gram, then it's probably money well spent. I know, I mean, some people are going to say Mall Ninja or whatever, but it's a real knife that'll really work. Did you see me cut the paper? Yeah, I think it would cut a lot of things. Not a problem. There's my behind the edge measurement, which is 0.4. Come on. Okay, there's 0.4. So 0.01. Size is pretty good. Well, let's lay down the crazy cloth and see. You want to take it apart? I know I do. So let's just unscrew it. I mean, screw it. Let's just unscrew it. And which side comes on, and just whatever it goes, just like that. There you go. Next. I wonder if these wheels intermix. I think they do. They look the same to me. Yeah. All right. How much more difficult is this going to be? Is this going to be... yeah, it's going to come apart, isn't it? You just got to deal with the backspacer kind of fitment on here pretty tight. Oh, there we go. Just equalize my... Okay. Can we get both sides off equally? There we go. Because one's working against the other. And there's the steel washer. And there's how these pieces are held on underneath by screws. So you could actually take them off and anodize them different colors, put them back on here. That'd be interesting. There's that backspacer. What a hoss. That thing is. Okay. Okay, got it out. All right, so you got these little pins that fit through the backspacer. And that is a piece of titanium, isn't it? Then look at the, we're falling out. We're falling out. Here we go. There's this on the other side. It's all falling apart. Okay, so here's the pivot. And so, no, it's not D-shaped, but, you know, they're just making it to where it'll come off either way. And then multi-row bearings. No wonder the action's so nice on it. And it's clean. I mean, really, it looks pretty basic, doesn't it? There's really not much to this knife. I mean, these get held on with these screws. No big deal there. Two huge, you know, wheels in the front, wheels in the back. That's it. And then, of course, yeah, well, you take this off, then you're probably going to have some fun with this little mechanism back here. So I'm not going to take that off, but that looks pretty simple. Just moves up and down to keep this in position. So I don't think that's really that complicated either. Pocket clip from the inside. Well, you look at these parts and really it's like Lincoln logs. I mean, there's just nothing, you know, there's nothing there. Not a lot of fidgety screws or anything. I mean, these screws hold these inserts in, but you don't need to take them out to service the knife. You don't even need a tool, okay? You need fingers, I guess, so that's a requirement, maybe. Interesting, interesting. So, I mean, you can see these things just screw on and off here. So you can take it off from the back or from the front. Here's the other one. I mean, as you unscrew or screw this back on, so let's screw these tight, because if we put it back together, we want that to be that way. And how difficult was that? Put your bearings on and put some juicy juice on it. Put this huge hoss. Well, let's lay this in here first. Okay, there we go. Let's just lay that down right there. So when we put this wrecking crew in, we're down. Put this piece in, and then we're pretty much done. All we have to do is just put the outer on here, kick it into place. I guess we're we're there. And put the wheels back on. Make sure we don't get them threaded wrong. There we go. You don't need a Torx. You need a pit crew. You know what I'm saying? Woo! That is strange. I wonder if you have to put different wheels on during the winter time. Maybe they ought to make some optional wheels there. Some out of titanium, different colors or something. I don't know. Doesn't say Goodyear on the side, so. Whew. Yeah, interesting. Interesting knife. Wow, great action. Scary action. It's going to come get you because it wants to bite. And if it's going to bite you, it's going to bite you hard. So don't let it. But I'll tell you what, it gets people's looks, that's for sure, when you take this out. They're going, what in the, you know what is that? You go, I have no idea, but I think I like it really well. So here we go, NOC MT09. I thought the MT07 was so good, and the MT08, but here we go, MT09. I'm going to have to say this might be my favorite NOC knife, and they've made a few really good ones. All right, take care, my friends. I know it's loony time, but I mean, these are just fun to explore. Not the most sensible knife, but I got sensible knives. Let's get crazy. And we do, because we love them knives, so you guys stay sharp.